All Over the Road New Orleans is brought to you by CoinTrader Inc. Mind your money, and recorded in front of a live studio audience.
This is Teddy, little Teddy, the other Teddy, wishing you Happy New Year. From all over the road, New Orleans.
Mardi Gras.
All right, Louisiana friends, let's talk Mardi Gras.
Here's another Carnival King Cake. Traditionally, king cakes are not supposed to be eaten outside of Carnival season. You're not supposed to eat it unless it's between January 6th and Mardi Gras Day.
Yes, from New Orleans, the city that cared and forgot. It's another All Road podcast with Ted Semper.
Yes, good to be here.
And yours truly, the king of all podcasting, Victor Del Torno, bestowed upon me by JP Powers. Excuse me.
Yeah, Powers.
What's wrong with me? His associates.
Well, we've been out of studio for a while. This is the first podcast for the brand
know,
new
it's a
year. This is it.
It's the new year. Yeah. It's a new podcast. And we have a very talented young lady. Do not go away. It's the lovely and talented Ella Grace Francis.
Here at All Over the Road, New Orleans, the podcast. We'd like to thank all of our listeners, followers, and subscribers for 4 good seasons, and welcome to the show.
Ella, what's happening, baby?
Hi, I'm so excited to be here.
It's good to have you. Get a little closer to the mic because you're very small. Okay. Ella is a daughter of some dear friends of mine, Nick and Stephanie Francis. And what Ella's been doing, Teddy, is she's been working at Pigeon Forge. You know, Dolly's place.
Yeah, Dollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's been acting and singing. She's obviously a local product from Destrehan. Go Wildcats. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys missed it. It was great. Destrehan won the state championship.
champs.
Yeah, 5A.
5A. Right.
So they've been, the family's been through some challenges with their mother, Trudy, who's been fighting and battling a transplant surgery in Houston.
Yeah.
So they've been kind of back and forth from Nashville to Houston to Pigeon Forge to New Orleans. And Nick, the dad, is a really good friend of mine. And Ella has been singing since she was tiny. I remember the first time I ever heard her sing, they were doing something in the car, and you were really little, Ella, and you were singing one of the Disney was from Frozen, I think.
Oh, the Love is an Open Door song from Frozen.
Open Door.
With
and
my dad.
Finished our sandwiches. Is one of the lines. We finished each other's sandwiches. It was so cute, you and him, and you were going back and forth. And she's just a wonderful young lady. She's got a lot going on. She's got a new single out called Here I Am.
Yeah.
Ella Grace Francis.
All right.
There she is.
Thanks for coming in.
Now. This Sunday is a very exciting day for you because you are going to be in the Superdome in front of about 70,000 people singing the national anthem.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Now, in Pigeon Forge, you never had a crowd that big, no?
Well, actually, the theater holds about 1,700 people.
I'm talking 70,000.
70,000.
Oh.
Plus, plus a TV audience.
Exactly.
Do they show the national anthem? I'm not sure. I think they do.
I'm not sure.
No, I don't think they do.
Nevertheless,
I don't think
70,000
they do.
people. That's
But
awesome.
70,000 people. It's going to be exciting, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're trying to make her nervous? Don't make her nervous.
Nerve-wracking,
Okay.
but
She's a pro.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I get it.
She's already done up in her little Saints garb. That's not till Sunday. We're taping on a Thursday. And the Saints played their last game of the season this year. They're on a 3-game winning streak. A little bit too much, too little, too late.
Yeah.
But they're playing the Carolina Panthers. And so tell us a little bit about what you were doing in Nashville real quick. And, what were you acting in? You were in, what was the show?
I was in a show called Christmas in the Smokies at Dollywood in Pigeon Forge. And so we did about 5 shows a day. We would alternate between 4 and 5 shows. And it was just one of the best experiences of my life. It was just amazing. I loved every second of it.
Did they pay you?
They did.
So what was the? It was a live play on performance. What did you do? You had a certain role or what?
I had a certain role. It was just a Christmas show, just about family, and I was just played the little girl in the family who decorates the tree with Grandpa. And it was just so fun. It's just gives you a very sense of home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can see why she got cast for that role because you're perfect for that role.
I know. She looks.
I would
like
say, yeah, that's her. She's got the
Christmas in
job.
the Smokies.
Yeah.
So now, did you? Now you did 5 shows a day for how long? Was it for about a month? All of December?
For about 2 months, November and December.
So did you get to meet Dolly?
I did not get to meet
No?
Dolly,
Oh, well.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Where's Dolly in all this?
Yeah.
I don't know. She's
Well, she's doing NBC Christmas specials
Yeah,
and
she's-
whatever. I've seen her on a couple different ones. Yeah, through the holiday time.
and she did the New Year's Eve
Yeah.
thing.
She did that with Miley Cyrus.
Her goddaughter.
Is that her god? I didn't know
Are
that.
you
Really?
serious? I didn't know
Miley
that.
Cyrus screwed up her career. She had that hit record
Yeah.
in the USA, whatever, and then she got some bad
Yeah.
advice.
Is she trying to come back to reality maybe a little bit? I don't know.
No, I don't know, but she got some bad advice. She's very talented.
Maybe Dolly straightened her out.
I thought she was, or Molly Cyrus was great in that sitcom. But anyway, enough of her. So now were there matinee shows too during the week, or were they all at night?
Oh, they're all. We had shows from 12 to 7:30 at night. So we'd have like 12, 2 o'clock, 3:45, 5:45, 7:30.
Okay, now Stephanie is here. Stephanie is her mother. I've known Stephanie for a long time. As a matter of fact, Stephanie and I starred in a show together.
We did. We were married in the show, and we sang together.
Not only did I sing, I danced.
And you did a Heisman pose.
I did a Heisman pose at the end with the nativity scene, which caused a big.
How did I not know about that?
I think we had to have a meeting.
Yeah, they had to have a little meeting about that. They have to make a decision. Should we let Vic do one of these again? And of course, I haven't done one since. But that was fun. That was fun.
Good times.
And, Stephanie has a singing background, too.
Oh, okay. And
a musical background like her dad. Her dad's very musically inclined, and so is her mother. Mm-hmm. And so it doesn't fall too far from the tree. Now, what's up? Now, you got the new single. It's called Here I Am. And that's on the charts, I understand, isn't it?
It was on the iTunes charts for a couple days.
Well, that's the only chart that counts really today, right?
That's big. I mean, iTunes is huge, obviously. I mean, so if you're on the chart at all, that's a big deal, So, hey, way to go.
That's where people get their music.
150.
Now, Stephanie, when did you know that your daughter was really gifted?
Well, let's see. We were singing around the piano, I think, one day, or we were singing a Martin song. Called Out of His Great Love. And there's this one part where I brought them up loving like that old Southern gospel, and where one of the Martin sisters just belts this big old note. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden in the back seat, I hear the big old note being sung in tune. And I was like, what? Do that again. And she did it again. And she's always loved to perform on stage. I started her in dance very early, and she's just always had a passion for performing. And then we started to realize she could sing. And then she auditioned for a couple of shows locally and got cast in those shows. And out of, quite a few, I don't know what, like hundreds of kids would show up for these shows, and she kept getting picked, and I was just like, well, maybe there's something to this. And I've just been so proud. And not only is she talented, she's a very, very hard worker, ever the professional, and very focused kid. So very proud of her.
Well, hard work and faith will never let you down. Mm-hmm. Never will. I remember my first remembrance is this. We have on a couple occasions around Christmas, Stephanie actually directs it. We have a little children's choir at Lakeview Christian Center. And now we don't have a great big church, but people are spread out. You might sit on one side of the church and someone sits on the other side, or, you may not necessarily see everybody every day. But I remember her being in the front row singing in one of those Christmas things. I leaned over to Martha and I said, who is that? Well, that's Stephanie's daughter. And it's just really cool to see where you've come. So now what are you doing? Right. Okay. Well, first of all, she's singing I'm going to play your record in a minute. All right. Oh. But before we do that, I know you're singing the national anthem at the Saints game, and I have your audition here, which I think was pretty spectacular.
So this is the audition to sing the national anthem.
Well, we took her to a open call. We
at
squeezed
Tipitina's.
It in. It was at Tipitina's, and I think it's still lost on her the iconic stage that she got to sing on, and the sound was incredible. And it was to sing for the Pelicans.
Okay.
And there was tons of people, and then they contacted us a few days later and said they loved her. Would she do the Saints instead? And so we were like beside ourselves.
Yes.
Now look, I'm going to play the audition. I'm going to play the audition, Teddy. And not only does this audition show you how gifted she is and how talented she is, but how polished she is, and just how sweet she is. So here's a little bit of the audition.
My name is Ella Grace Francis, and I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we
I was only going to play half of it, but I got to play it all.
Yeah. Let it go. I'm bumping up over here. Okay.
That's not bad.
Big voice for a little girl there. God has definitely blessed you. There's no doubt. Couple questions. So, where was the audition at?
At the
Tipitinas.
At Tipitinas. You said that. Okay. Sorry, Vic.
Jesus.
Now, who was all there? Who judged it, and how many were auditioning against you, I guess, or whatever, to sing National Anthem Sunday?
I have no idea who was there. It's just I believe it's the same contact as we have now, but I really don't know who all was
That's
there
awesome.
at the audition.
Could you just imagine the 70,000 people Sunday?
They're going to go nuts.
They're going to go crazy after they hear this Sunday, the national anthem. Hey, the Saints might even win.
Who knows?
You never know. Yeah, that's awesome. Though. Yeah, that's very good. Very, very good.
I heard it.
Thank you.
And then, well, actually, I listened to her single, Here I Am.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I was texting with Stephanie, and I said, Stephanie, I go, she sounds a little bit like you. All right. And then I heard the national anthem. I said, Stephanie, I think she's a little bit better than you.
I would agree.
Yeah. She goes, Stephanie goes, well, I taught her some techniques. I taught her some techniques.
Sure she did. Yeah.
But she goes, but if I could sing like that.
Wow. Yes.
You know, so you got the gig, of course. I mean, geez, that's crazy. I almost want to go to that game now.
You should go. I think you can get really cheap.
I mean, I haven't been to a game.
That's true. Last game of the season.
I missed it. What'd you say?
I said you could get some really cheap tickets.
Yeah.
Thank you, studio audience.
Now, are you acting as her manager right now? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And actually, Teddy, she's gotten
my
some
momager.
Yeah, now you got some offers to do some Broadway stuff, didn't you? No? No? I think you're gonna.
Anyway.
I think that's coming.
Sky's the limit.
I think that's coming.
That's
okay, so
exactly
tell us about Here I Am. Tell us about that.
Okay, so
Now, you wrote it, right?
I did.
Yes.
With help. There's not many songs out there that are very appropriate for like 13-year-old girls or people like me, and so my mom suggested I write one. That's a great idea, and so the Lord just put us in touch with some amazing people in Pigeon Forge, and we just produced this really great song, and it's just like through the blessings of God, really.
Yeah.
So.
And now, do you play any musical instruments? Or you just sing?
I play a little guitar
Because that's an
and
instrument.
piano.
Your voice is an instrument.
So briefly before we play it, just tell us what is the song about? What does the lyrics mean?
The song is about just like offering yourself to the Lord. Like, use me any way you can. I'm here. Like, here I am.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just asking the Lord to just use me because He gave me.
Because I'm here and
this,
I'm a vessel. Use me.
She's
Yeah,
lovely.
exactly.
I love it. I could talk to her all day.
I could too. Your brother could. Your brother's down there talking. Your brother's downstairs talking to our next guest, and they're a match made in heaven.
In the green room.
They are a match made in heaven. Okay, so you may have heard it on the iTunes charts.
Yeah. Yep.
This is Ella Grace and her new single. It's called Here I Am on All Over the Road, the podcast.
Seems like only yesterday I was daddy's little girl, but now everything is moving fast in my complicated world. Not a kid anymore, but not grown up yet. Just how much more confusing
Yeah, and ASCAP can't hit us on that one, that's for sure, because we got permission from the artist to play it. Ella Grace, what a beautiful song. Here I Am. Wow, that's great.
I could definitely... Oh, we got a spy playing?
What's that?
I don't know. There was some good went on, but I could hear that song on the radio. Definitely.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's got as we say in radio, it's got the hook, right?
It does.
It's got the melody.
She's marketable.
It's got the lyrics.
Yeah,
she's marketable.
We just got to keep her away from all the sleazy people. You know, run them by Nick. Nick will take care of that. Her husband. You don't want to mess with him. Let me tell you something. He's a big, strong fella.
Yeah.
Let me tell you that.
Now you were saying during the song we had the mics down, but you were saying, Vic, you know the person who
Michael Caldwell
did the instruments on a computer, but you know him.
I do know
wow.
him. Yeah.
He's also our co-writer.
He's the co-writer.
Co-writer of the song.
Tell him I said hi. He knows my brother. My brother knows him more than me, but I've met him before.
Oh wow.
You know, we had a talent coach that came in here in the very early stages of our podcast. His name is Randy Lane with the Randy Lane Group. And what he does is he coaches talent. And he is the guy that hired Ryan Seacrest at Star in Los Angeles. Ryan was coming from Atlanta. He was a 22-year-old young guy breaking into the radio business. So here's my friend, Randy Lane, getting ready. He's interviewing Ryan Seacrest. I think we've told this story before on the podcast.
Yeah, probably.
And so he asks Ryan this. He goes, where do you see yourself in 10, 20 years? And Ryan said this, or what do you aspire to be? And he told Randy, I want to be, this is Ryan Seacrest, I want to be the next Dick Clark. Okay.
Wow.
And of course he is. He's doing his New Year's Eve show, Rockin' New Year's Eve, Dick Clark, hosted by Ryan Seacrest. Of course, American Idol, everything. I mean, the guy owns everything.
Yeah.
And so I would ask you now, okay, where do you see yourself, Ella Grace, in, 10 years or so? You're 13. 10 years will be 23. Where do you see yourself?
Well, like my song says, like from the opera to the Opry, from the altar to the stage, he's still writing my story. I can't wait for the next page. And that's just really what my life is right now. Like, I don't know. The Lord could just have me as a worship leader in my church and I'd be content with that. Or the Lord could have me on Broadway and I'd be content with that. Or just like maybe the next Dolly Parton and I would be like, if that's where the Lord wants me to be. But there's so many different things that I can do. And
well, you act too.
Oh, I do.
You're double. Yes. You're a triple threat. And of course, in 2 years, maybe a little American Idol. I'm sure you'd get on that. I'd love to see you on American Idol. Love American Idol.
Well, I'd love to do that.
I'd love to see you on there. What do you think about that, Mom? Her on American Idol.
Yeah. Well, do you remember? Did you ever come to my house back in the day for the American Idol parties? I know Miss Martha did.
Did you? Martha's in the studio.
Parties all the time.
Yeah.
Out in Destrehan, all the parties. Yeah, it would be incredible. We're just trying to. There's a lot to learn on the business end of it, and we're just praying for open doors and for closed doors, and we'll see. It's been a fun ride so far. So
it has.
Well, Ella, we are praying for your grandma, Trudy, on a regular basis, and Mike, her dad, Mike, has the most awesome hair.
Steve.
Or Steve. Who's Mike?
Mike Caldwell was the co-writer.
Oh, her grand.
Ella Grace's granddad.
Okay.
Steve.
It's Steve.
So your dad is Steve.
And I'm calling you old.
My dad.
Yeah, right,
My dad.
right. Yeah,
Okay.
Your dad. Okay.
Steve.
Mom's
and
dad.
Steve
Grandpa.
was our choir director. And I like Steve because Steve liked me, and I used to get parts. And then with other people, when Steve left, I didn't get any parts anymore.
Yeah.
But Steve liked me.
Because of the Heisman pose.
And I like Steve, and he has the greatest hairdo. And I can tell you this about Steve. I saw him once drinking a pina colada at Trader Vic's, and his hair was perfect. So I had to.
Yeah.
Ella, I know it's nothing but, a bright future for you. I know you're grounded. You're I couldn't be more impressed. And people, if you get a chance to go to the Superdome this Sunday, check her out. 70,000 people. Ella Grace, the lovely and talented.
Yeah. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for being on our show.
so much for
you're the
having
most.
me.
Oh, sorry, that was the wrong one.
That's all right. That's never happened before. Hey, we're gonna follow your career. Keep our audience up to date on what's happening, and keep them up to date. Yeah, what's going on with Ella Grace for sure.
Well, thank y'all so much for having me on here. This has been so fun.
Yeah, it's good. It's fun, huh?
It
I
is.
like it, huh? Ella Grace, ladies and gentlemen.
Seems like only yesterday I was daddy's little girl, but now everything is moving fast in my complicated world. Not a kid anymore, but not grown up yet. Just how much more confusing could my situation get?
studios, we're bringing it live. And who am I? I go by the name of Darkest Night. And Jada Hoyos is the one who brings a sick beat, to which we're getting pumped for topics this week. So let me grab my grape soda and take a sip, while I turn it over to Katie, Nick, Ted, and Vic. It's all over. We're all over the road. We got a brand new show, so just lo and behold, from the bayou to the city to the burbs to the swamps, you better know what time it is when you're hearing that.
Testing 1 2. Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, so y'all got to, just so you know, you got to work these mics fairly close. You can't get too close, really. You can get too far, but you can't do too close.
Give me a check, Ella.
Hello.
One more.
Hello.
There you go. How's your headphones?
I don't hear anything through them.
How's that?
I still don't hear anything.
How's this?
Whoa. Yes, I hear it now.
How are yours, Stephanie?
These are too loud.
Too loud? Okay. How's that?
Testing. Good.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Can we turn mine down a little bit?
You want your volume down a little bit?
Your headphone?
For your voice?
Well, there's nothing you can do about that. Why didn't you say that once we started? That would have been good.
I know. Just well, yeah, you never know what's going to come out.
All right, I'll bring my house. I can wait later. Okay, how's that? Better?
Yeah,
Is that better?
A little lower.
A little lower?
A little lower.
Well, it's your headphones.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, how's that?
Yeah.
Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. Is this you? No.
That was me. But you can put it back down.
Okay, 1 2 1 2.
No, it's too loud.
Right there?
It's really loud.
Testing. How's this?
We want you all to be happy.
How's this?
We still want eardrums intact.
Yeah, still have eardrums when you leave here today.
How's this?
That's good.
Okay.
And see, Vic compares every headphone level to his, which is maxed out. So, yeah, but that's yours.
It's not maxed out.
It was pretty close.
This is me,
It's
right
pretty
here.
close. Okay, well, you know. Years of radio headphones will do that to you or me or us. Anyways.
All right. Ella Grace. Eddie, here we go.
Hey, couillon, laissez les bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll. And what that means is it's time to party, y'all. It's time to have some fun. Laissez les bon temps rouler. You got it.
The All Over the Road. Listen or comment live. Say whatever you want. 24 hours a day. Tell a story. Give your opinion.
You'll be on the next podcast. So go ahead. Don't be shy. Call 504-603-6753.
All Over the Road New Orleans is brought to you by CoinTrader Inc. For real-time prices on gold, silver, palladium, and platinum 24/7, go to goldpricesnow.com. That's goldpricesnow.com.
We thank you all. This is the announcer guy speaking. For 4 seasons and All Over the Road, the podcast, New Orleans.